Well met, fellow traveler, and welcome to Analog. I'm Anna. This is my log. So is this. I love all things paper and pen related. We're going to talk more about that later. But the other big life for me is books. I'm a romance author, a romance reader, a romance blogger. I like to read contemporary YA for fun. I have a past in fan fiction. And I love to talk to just about anybody about just about anything. In short, I'm a big old extrovert. And what better way to combine all of those things than to start a channel so that I can blab everything at you. Yes, you specifically. So what are we going to find here? Well, besides tours of my pen and paper collections, yes, plural, we are going to talk about romance novels. Now, over the last year, I've watched a lot of YouTube, and I mean a lot of YouTube. And I saw how much fun dozens of creators were having with their channels talking about the books that they love the most. In a lot of cases, that was young adult fantasy or adult science fiction and fantasy, which they can do far better than I can. And I'll do a post later on about my favorite presenters on that. But what I came back to again and again and again was the romance channels. And a lot of those people focused mainly on the new school romances. You know what I'm talking about. We got Tessa Dare, Eloisa James, Julia Quinn, Kerrigan Byrne, all extremely talented writers, very popular and deservedly so. And again, these creators are doing it much better than I ever could. But what I didn't see was a lot of talk about the old school romances, which just so happened to be one of my passions. I'm talking Bertrice Small, Rosemary Rogers, Kathleen Woodowis, Laurie McBain, Ella Vandergriff, Valerie Sherwood, who is also Rosamund Royal. And if you think I'm just making random sounds here, heck, I've never heard of those people. Well, true, that was a while ago. Fortunately, I'm also from a while ago. And I would like to share with you not only my impressions of these books, how they fare as stories, how they might appeal to a modern reader or a more seasoned reader, but how they make me feel, because what I go to for romance again and again is the feeling. Not just the falling in love, but the full immersion in another time and place. I know it's really popular right now to explore Regency or Victorian England, especially with a modern slant, and those can be so much fun. But what gets me excited is doing a deep dive back into Tudor England or the English Civil War. I remember one of those myself. Colonial America, Victorian Africa, the high seas, the golden age of piracy, the French Revolution, the Canadian frontier, Basque country, the Ottoman Empire. Did I say that? Medieval Europe, first century Holy Land. There are so many settings to be explored and that have been explored. Ancient Rome. And I know series are really popular right now, which is fantastic. But I've got a really special part in my heart for the standalones, which I would love to share with you. So if any of that sounds interesting or exciting, or even like a train wreck you might want to watch out of curiosity, plop yourself right down over there, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and we'll get started. Now, if you want to see what else this crazy lady talks about, you can follow me at my blog, Typing with Wet Nails. That's about the writing life. You can follow me on Buried Under Romance, which I co-run with some very talented women, where we talk about reading. You can follow me on Instagram, lots of planner pictures, lots of kitty pictures. And if you're feeling wild, you can go over to my Patreon, which is brand spanking new. This can be your Dance Monkey Dance moment. You can tell me what to review for you, or recommend books for you, or make me an offer. Or, if contemporary is more your thing, I got you there too. Head on over to melbaandanna.com, where you can read about my adventures in writing contemporary romance with my talented co-author, Melba Mycalian. I love writing with Melba. I wouldn't have done contemporary on my own, but it's kind of easy when it's a long-time friend. And when your writing partner has a PhD in English, you really don't need to rely on a grammar check that much. But I'm babbling. But I love to babble, so it's win-win. So, if any of that sounds interesting, I hope I'll be seeing you soon. So get comfy. We're going to talk.